Welcome to another day of Daily Dictation. Daily Dictation is a daily exercise where we have videos posted every day to help you practice your English skills. This week's topic is all about using the internet. If you missed the first two videos this week, go ahead and check my channel and check them out. And we have every day new sentences where you listen and practice writing and spelling to improve your skills. So again, the topic is using the internet, where you're going to see lots of vocabulary all about using the internet, lots of phrases about using the internet. And this video is aimed for a low intermediate English speaker. If you're looking for something more challenging, we also have high intermediate videos available, which has slightly harder vocabulary words and slightly more complex sentence structures. So go ahead and check those out if you'd like. But for today, we're looking at using the internet. So let's get started. If you're new, I want to invite you to join me for daily dictation. We do videos Monday to Friday. There are new sentences each weekday. There's going to be new topics each week. These topics are really important because these are topics that you are probably going to see in an IELTS exam or a TOEFL exam or some kind of English proficiency examination. And they're really important for knowing just daily, day-to-day English as well. So there are going to be two levels of English offered, low intermediate and high intermediate. There's also going to be a vocabulary list and practice worksheets available. There's going to be one package a week that's going to have the vocabulary list and the practice worksheets. So what you're going to find is a list of the words that you see in this video, the definitions, example sentences. You'll also have access to a fill-in-the-blank exercise, a quiz that tests you on your knowledge of the words that you see and what they mean. You will also have a reading passage to look at and read, and some comprehension questions to test you on how much you're able to understand from an English passage. And finally, to practice your writing skills, you will be given an essay question as well. Also, each package does come with an answer key, so you can check to see if you're on the right track or if you need more practice with something. Now, let's jump to our daily dictation exercise. There are some instructions. So for daily dictation, you will need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and one more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence. You will use your listening skills. Try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. So for this, try your best, but you have to make sure you remember all of the proper rules related to English, grammar, and spelling, and things like this. So good luck. Let's get started and try our best. On your sheet, please write down numbers 1 to 5. This will represent the different sentences I will read. Again, I will read 3 times and one more time at the end. We are going to start with number 1. So number 1, I need to download the latest version of my browser. I need to download the latest version of my browser. I need to download the latest version of my browser. Number 2, my email had a link to a helpful website. My email had a link to a helpful website. My email had a link to a helpful website. 3. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. Number 4. I searched for new books to read on my favorite website. I search for new books to read on my favorite website. I search for new books to read on my favorite website. Number 5. I received an email after I made a username. I received an email after I made a username. I received an email after I made a username. Now let me read each sentence again one more time, starting from the top. Number 1. I need to download the latest version of my browser. Number 2. My email had a link to a helpful website. Number 3. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. Number 4. I search for new books to read on my favorite websites. Number 5. I received an email after I made a username. Great job, everyone. Now let's get ready to check our answers. Before we do that, I recommend that you listen again, especially if the video was too fast or too difficult. If it was too fast, then you can listen again and adjust the playback speed. To do that, you look at your video, go to the bottom right corner, and click this icon. When you click the icon, you will see an option called playback speed. It's automatically set to a normal speed, but if you choose one of these numbers, you can make it slower. Now, if you want to listen again and focus only on a specific sentence, then I recommend you check the description and check for timestamps. The description will tell you what time I read each sentence, so you can go back and click the timestamp. Now, if you feel like you don't need to listen again, or you've already went back and listened again, now let's have a look and check our answers. So check your answers. Let's start with number 1. I need to download the latest version of my browser. Number 2. My email had a link to a helpful website. Number 3. She forgot her password and couldn't log into her account. Four. I search for new books to read on my favorite websites. 5. I received an email after I made a username. So, how did you do? Comment below, tell us which words were the hardest for you, which words were the easiest, or if you got a perfect score. Before we move on, I want to remind you that each sentence must start with a capital letter and end in a period. The subject pronoun I has to always be capitalized, even if it's in the middle of a sentence. We see again today the word email. So just a reminder, the word email doesn't have to have a hyphen or dash after E. If you put a hyphen or dash after E, you're still correct. Both options are correct. It's up to you. There's one more really tricky thing that you might see. The word favorite. Favorite here is spelled with a U. I am located somewhere in Canada, and in Canadian spelling, we like to add the U in some words. However, if you have been studying in America or use an American English textbook to study, then you might notice that in some words like favorite, there's no U. Both are correct. If you didn't put a U, you are still correct. If you put a U, you are correct. Some words in English, depending on where the language is spoken, we spell things a little bit differently. Another thing to remember is a special rule that we use for spelling a word like received. Normally, when we have E and I, the I goes first and the E goes second. This is true for most words in English. But we have a special saying, and it's called I before E, except after C. So here we have the letter C. So in this case, the I does not go before the E. The I comes after. So that's why we spell it R-E-C-E-I-V-E-D. It's like this in a few words, like rain and receipt. Just to be clear, rain as in when a royal figure reigns power over an area, not related to the weather. Those are two different words with two different spellings and meanings, even though they sound the same. So again, I before E, except after C. Now, I'm going to bring your attention to some words that you should review. So these are vocabulary words to review. We have website, search, email, link, browser, download, username, password. These are some repeated words that you will see throughout the week and really important words to note for the topic of using the internet. I recommend that if you got any of these words wrong today in your spelling, that you review the spelling of them. Make sure you're also really confident with what the definitions are, how they're used, and familiarize yourself with any word forms. For example, download is a verb, and it can be changed to in the progressive form, downloading. So keep that in mind. Browser is a noun, but there's also a verb form, browse. So keep these things in mind when you're studying these words. Look at all of the different forms of them and become familiar with that. Other than that, we are all finished for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. And please check the description for a link to this week's daily dictation worksheet. The worksheet again has all of the definitions, example sentences, and lots of different activities, writing activities, reading activities, quiz, fill in the blank, and things like that for you to practice these words. Again, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!